Hi, I'm Jordan. Welcome to my art studio. So I'm currently surrounded by so many art supplies and I cannot wait to dive in. I have my sketchbook here in front of me because today I'm just going to be playing with all these materials and working in my sketchbook. I don't really have a plan or anything specific in mind that I want to do. I kind of just want to have fun making marks on paper and see what happens. I feel like I need days like this every now and then where I am not trying to make anything specific. My only goal is to experiment with the materials and learn how to use them a little bit better. So that's what we're going to be doing today. You're just going to be joining me as I work in my sketchbook. Over here next to me I have this binder that I want to show you. So this is just a binder that I thrifted, but it's actually really pretty. I love it. And it's full of a lot of different things, but what I wanted to show you are these mood boards that I make. So this is my current one for June that I just made. So this is basically just a collection of all the things I've recently saved on Pinterest or on Tumblr. I still use Tumblr, I don't know if anyone else does, or various other places on the internet. So periodically I like to save all the things from Pinterest or from wherever that I have been liking, and I put it all in a document, making a mood board like this. That way I have one central location that I can reference back to anytime I'm here in the studio. I just feel like a lot of times I save so many things on Pinterest and it just gets lost, like I never look at it again. So this is kind of a way for me to catalog all my current inspirations. And I do this not every month, but pretty regularly. So this is my mood board from April. This one is from March. This one's from January. This one is from November. And then this one is from October. This has just been really helpful for me because anytime I just need a little spark or like an idea, if I'm in the middle of working on a project, I can just flip through this binder and I have everything that I have currently been inspired by, and it's just really nice to have this. I also like that this is kind of a record that I can look back on years from now to see kind of like the headspace that I was in at this time and all the things that I was currently inspired by. I don't know, it's almost like a diary in a way. I just think it'll be cool to look back on in like a decade or two. You know, when Pinterest is long gone, or at least I've forgotten about it probably, you know, I have all these mood boards to look back on. I love the color palette going on here and also all the textures and everything. I don't know, just looking at this makes me so excited and so inspired to start making things. I love it so much. So I am going to keep this binder here next to me so I can reference this while I'm working. It's not that I want to copy these images. It's more that I feel like the more you consume inspiring content, it really goes into the back of your mind. Like it goes into your subconscious, and without you even realizing it, it does affect your art and influence what you make. Like by looking at this, I am going to make different color choices because I'm inspired by these colors, and like, I don't know, it just sparks so many new ideas. And I just feel like it's really important to surround yourself by things that inspire you and also to consume creative content. You just need to put it into your brain and then let it come out whenever you make things. I don't know if that makes sense, but I just feel like these mood boards have been very helpful for me, and I think it's a really great thing for all artists to do. Okay, what should I start with? I really have no idea what I even want to do. So usually if I don't know what to do, I just start making marks to cover up the white paper, because a lot of times the white is just too intimidating and you have to cover it up and then ideas start coming. So let's do that. I think I'll start with soft pastels. I'm just going to grab this color and draw. I don't know if this is going to end up being abstract or not. Soft pastels are really fun because you can do a lot with these. It's kind of a chalky texture, but They can be smeared around like this. You can just draw with them. You can also even add water. Let me try that real quick. Just a little bit. So you can add water and they do different things. They're really fun. I find them hard to draw realistically with. I just haven't really learned those techniques, but they are so fun to just play with and make different textures. I actually really like how these are looking. I don't know. I just like the marks that are being made. I think I'm going to draw a bird. I just saw a bird here on my mood board, so that gave me the idea. Let's see. Another reason I like these soft pastels is if you mess up, you can just wipe it away. So it's really handy to draw rough sketches. I feel like that's too big. Okay, I have this rough sketch of a bird, if you can even tell what that is yet. Let's see what happens when I put watercolor on top of the soft pastel. Actually, instead of watercolor, I'm going to use this right here, which is liquid charcoal. Okay, I actually like this layered on top of that soft pastel. It's kind of making an interesting texture, and I like the colors showing through. I'm going to grab my gouache palette. Okay. There's a bird. What do we want to do? Let me add in some blue for like a sky and start to build some sort of like landscape maybe and see how that looks. Let's try adding a ground and see. Okay, I kind of like that, but I don't know if I want to do such a realistic scene. I like the interesting things that are happening when this gouache dries on top of the soft pastel, like kind of the colors swirling. I really like that. I'm gonna grab an oil pastel and draw something. Oh, I have some oil pastels tucked away somewhere else. Let me grab those. I just have this little box of a few colors of Sennelier oil pastels that I bought from the art store. I don't have many of these because they're pretty expensive, but they are so nice to draw with. There actually is a huge difference between the expensive oil pastels and these like cheaper ones. These cheaper ones still work just fine, but these are so much fun to draw with. They're so buttery smooth. So let me try this out. So I am using this kind of off-white color to start to cover up some of the background and carve away to keep only the things that I really want here. Just because it's starting to get really busy and I am feeling like I don't know where to go from here. So I am going to subtract a little bit and then go from there. So I filled in this background with paint. I did it just quick and messy. And to be honest, I don't think I'm feeling this page anymore. I'm just not really liking how it's going. So I think I'm gonna start over. There are aspects of this I like. I do enjoy the how the soft pastel and the paint interacts. I like the edges that are made and the texture. So let me see what I can do next. So this is mostly dry now. I have this piece of parchment paper that I'm gonna put in between the pages so they don't smudge. And then I'm just gonna flip to a new page. So I'm just gonna move on because I just really wasn't happy with that and how it was going. So I'm gonna start over, and I think I'm gonna try something a little out of my comfort zone, and I'm gonna try to draw a person. I don't do a lot of people. I have been wanting to incorporate more figures into my work, but honestly, it really intimidates me because I don't feel like I'm super good at drawing people. So I have this reference image next to me that I'm gonna use to help, and I think I'll draw her using all my materials and see how this goes. Once again, I'm gonna start with soft pastels to do a rough sketch since these are so easy to erase if I don't like it. Now, I'm not trying to really make this look realistic. I'm gonna try to be creative with it. So we'll see how this turns out. Okay, I have a rough, very rough sketch here. Where should I go from here? Maybe watercolor. I don't want to start with really heavy materials like the acrylic or oil pastels just because it's hard to add and like build up material on top of that. So that's why I'm starting with the soft pastels and things like watercolor because they're easy to layer. So I'm gonna keep the paint for last probably. Okay, I am gonna grab my gouache now to add some more detail. I have just some blocks of color on the paper right now. So I'm gonna start building more of the figure. I feel like this hand is way too big, but I can fix that later. Okay, I feel like I need some acrylic paint, so let's open up some of these. Okay, I keep messing up on the face. I'm gonna tear off some of my paper towel and blot some of this water off. And then let's try again. Okay, I am gonna let this dry a little bit before I fiddle with the figure some more. Let's fill in the background. Okay, I do like the darker background. I don't know if black is necessarily the right choice with these colors, but I'm gonna let that dry and we can always go back on top of it with some other materials. But let me go back in and do some more details on the figure. Okay, I think I'm going to call this done, at least for now. I might leave it and come back later and do more in the background. I think I could do something more interesting there. Although I do like the darker color. I think the value is really nice having this light and that dark. I also am liking all the marks that are going on, the texture. Also, on the topic of the mood boards, I thought I would mention I made a Substack post a while ago about my mood boards and how I make them, what I use them for, all that. So I will leave that link below if you want to check that out. I haven't been posting on Substack recently, but I do plan to get back to it soon. So I always have the link down in my description if you want to go check it out. And if you don't know what Substack is, it's basically an email newsletter / blog. I feel like it's the best way to describe it. So you can go follow the link and you can just go to the website and see all of my posts. It's completely free, by the way. But if you sign up with your email, then the posts just get sent straight to your inbox. So you get them as soon as I post them. But it's a great way to support me because I plan to announce artwork for sale or things that I'm working on, projects, whatever. That's all going to go on the Substack. So go check that out if you're interested. I'll leave that linked below. Other than that, I think this is going to be it for the video. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.